subbed your bigs 3.5 minutes in. What did you see that led you to make that decision? And it obviously got worse from there. How did it get worse from your standpoint?
Well, I didn't think we came out real good. We gave up a couple transition points early. I called a quick timeout, and then I just didn't really like the way the game was going at that point in time. And I really thought that that second unit with Thad and Lowry and that group, did a pretty good job. And I think they maybe went in. Maybe we were down by 7 or 8 at that point in time. I think when they came back off, we were down 9. So really, they kind of maybe just held water there, but we just didn't get off to a great start. It wasn't necessarily anybody's fault. It was just more or less, I thought that they were really being aggressive. They were really attacking us. They were out in transition. And I just thought we needed to maybe go a little bit smaller with that and Lowry and, just try to spread the floor a little bit and just try to get out in transition maybe a little bit more.
Casey, go ahead with the next question, please.
Billy, how do you think Kobe played tonight?
Yeah, I want to look at the tape. I thought he played well. I think, he obviously made shots. He shot the ball well from behind the line, and he scored the ball. I thought he got the ball where it needed to go, but I thought he did a really, really nice job tonight. Like I said, there was, I think, some plays like there's going to be in every game that he can certainly get better from. But, it was good. We needed his scoring, because of Zach being out. That certainly was something that was helpful tonight. But, clearly I think the biggest challenge for us was on the defensive end of the floor.
Rob Schaefer, you got the next one here. Go ahead.
Hey, Billy, obviously your hand was kind of forced in the backcourt in terms of the starting lineup, but what went into the decision to slide in Tice for Thad?
I just thought the last couple games, like one of the things that I thought we were maybe losing a little bit was I think Thad has been somebody that's really played in the pocket and he's made quite a bit for our team, and he's been really a facilitator. And then adding Daniel, who's a really good player, and obviously adding Vooch, who's a really good player, and then obviously having Thad and having Lowry and having, quite a few front court players, trying to juggle and match that. I thought one of the things that was happening starting Thad was we really were not finding very many opportunities where he was a facilitator. And I just felt like, it would be an opportunity for him to kind of maybe help that second unit with Zach being out, because we were staggering Zach and Vooch, where Zach was coming out about 6 minutes and going back in at 3 when Vooch came off. And I knew maybe with that second unit, we were probably going to have a little bit of a dip offensively because Zach's out. And I thought it was a way for Thad to kind of get his playmaking, facilitating, and get maybe some more cutting and moving, because we probably weren't going to be able to play through the post, as much with that unit. And I just thought he could manufacture and generate some good offense. And I thought that group did a really good job. We got down there, and then obviously we got up and took the lead, and then it didn't go great for us from there. But, we went into the half, I think it was tied. And then, like I said, we didn't get off to a great start. And that was really, to be honest with you, the reason why I put Thad and that group kind of back in there a little bit, because I just thought that we could generate just some momentum a little bit to kind of slow them down.
Joe Cowie, go ahead, please.
Hey, Billy, I know this is a bigger picture view of it, but this is the first time in quite some time that you guys aren't in a play-in spot or playoff position. What does that say about how things have gone since the trade deadline? And do you think these guys still kind of have an understanding of, hey, there's some big things at stake here, and even though we don't have Zach, we got to turn this ship around?
Yeah, in terms of, like the playoff picture, in terms of being, in today, is that what you mean?
The playoff picture with Toronto and Washington both winning. Toronto knocks you guys down to 11th spot now.
Yeah, like I've said this before, Joe, the standings are just a snapshot of today. Like I said, there was times where, we were maybe, I don't know, 5th or 6th. There's times we've been 10th. There's times we've been 8th, and it will probably continue, to change and move. For us, it's just about us, having to try to find ways to win games and us to try to find ways to play well. And, obviously I was really happy with what they did offensively tonight with Zach being out, because I think there was some things we tried to do on the fly that they really, the guys adjusted to really well. But yeah, I mean, I thought the effort the other night, against Orlando was really disappointing. I thought we gave really, really good effort and did some really, really good things tonight. But these guys understand, what's going on. And I've always said this about a season. The one thing you don't want to look back on is having a lot of regret. And certainly there was plenty of opportunities, for us, over the whatever it is, 53, 54 games that we're not getting back. So to me, it's about what can we do going forward, and how much better can we be going forward, and can we improve and get better, to put ourselves in a position. If we're unable to finish strong or to win enough games, then we will not be playing after May 16th. So, to your point, now that we've fallen out of maybe 11th, we're really no longer in control of our destiny. And for a good portion of the season, we have been. So, we're going to have to obviously just focus on what we can do and what we can control. But, right now, with all the things that we're having to deal with our roster and guys being out and those kind of things, I think it's just a point right now where can we get these guys to really come out there and compete? And I thought we did a much better job of that tonight than maybe the other night.
Thanks, Bill.
You're welcome.
Michelle Ray, go ahead.
Billy, with the situation in right now, like Joe was alluding to, how do you keep your team from not thinking the mountain is too high to climb, that the difficulties are too much of a challenge?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know. I mean, we've talked a lot about this as a team, even from the first day of training camp. I'm more interested in finding out what guys are about under the most adverse circumstances it can possibly be. That's where I think you really find it. Because if you really want to do anything meaningful, anything purposeful, it never comes without a cost and a price. And to your point, the uphill climb, the mountain, however, whatever analogy you want to use, that's what it's about. I don't know anybody that has ever achieved anything that said, boy, that was a really smooth, easy, comfortable ride and we didn't deal with any adversity. I think adversity is the greatest growing and teaching tool you can possibly have, because you get challenged and you find out more about yourself. And I think we'll find out more about ourselves. We certainly have put a major premium and focus on winning, and I think that's a healthy, good thing, because it's not necessarily about, hey, we certainly want to develop all of our guys, but it's just not like, hey, we're just development focused, or, hey, we're just going to be in this mode of doing this. No, we're trying to get these guys to understand and learn what really goes into winning. And that's why, they're going to have to go through a lot of these emotions. And what happens, I always say this is, as things get more difficult, you find out how committed and how much more committed you need to be. So I think this is great for our team. The more when they find out, just, man, this is really, really hard, then you find out how committed you are to those things. You never really find out how committed you are to something until you find out how hard it is.
Does it help you evaluate players better?
Well, I think under these circumstances, we all find out about each other, even myself as a coach, and players find out about themselves, me, everybody. You find out about everybody in these situations. I think I've used this analogy before. Like, I'd love to go to the moon, but I have no interest in doing what it takes to be an astronaut. Like, I'm sure every one of those guys in that room wants to win, but you're finding out very, very clearly how hard it is. And now you get to a place of, okay, you say you want to do it, but like this is the point now where you have to, they get I think adversity shows you the way, and then it forces you to make a decision. Are you willing to step through and deal with the difficulties and the challenges of doing it?
Thank you.
And these guys are working. I don't mean saying they're not, but I mean, just saying, like, we got to fight. We got to dig deeper. It's like tonight, the effort was good. We did some good things, but the defense wasn't good enough. It's got to be better. There's got to be a better standard. And I wouldn't say that, hey, they don't care. They're not working. They've, there's none of that at all. But they're going to have to understand they have to do more. It's always a thing. Like, it's never a question of like, what do I have to do? it's more a question of when you ask, what more can I do? What more can we do? What are the things that we can, what's more of what we can do?
Sam Smith, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Speaking of that defense, it's been a talking point obviously lately. It looked like you started probably what you seemed like, your strongest potential defensive unit, Beast, Temple, Patrick Williams, I think. Why do you think they didn't fare better defensively?
Yeah, I think, Sam, like one of the things that's happening, again, we kind of went through some things today. We couldn't do a lot because of the shoot around, and I've got to find better ways to help the group. To be quite honest with you, and having Daniel and having Vooch, who are predominantly going to be guarding big men in pick and rolls. We've done some things to try to have some support and some help. I thought we got caught way too much in the first half in what I would consider two-way stunts. We pulled in when we didn't need to pull in, and the ball got sprayed out to the three-point line, and we didn't defend a three very well. Like, we really need to watch film tomorrow, because I think one of the things was happening was we were giving up a lot at the rim, and I thought defensively we overcommitted to the rim tonight and gave up too many threes. I did think we had challenges with Brooks, off the dribble. I thought at times we had challenges with different guys off the dribble, but as the ball was being penetrated, I thought there was a lot of situations that we overhelped on, and that's probably more, to be honest with you, on me trying to help those guys see some of those things. We showed some clips at halftime, but that was, I think, a big challenge. Is they shot, and they I would not consider Memphis a great shooting team, just based on the numbers, but they shot it exceptionally well tonight. And I think there was some times we got caught into some two-way stunts.
Thanks.
Christos, go ahead.
Hello, coach. Hope you're doing well. How could you describe the mood in the locker room after that game, and how important for your team is to respond tomorrow against the Cavaliers after a tough loss tonight, especially now?
Yeah, I mean, I think these guys they're always in the locker room. I've never ever seen them ever have a disposition other than that they care. It's important to them, and they want to figure things out. They want to get better. I mean, that's what I would say. So, I mean, they know that we got a game again tomorrow. We got to find a way to make some corrections from tonight, and we've got to be able to come back tomorrow and be able to go back out there and play again. Like, the schedule's unrelenting. There's no time to do anything other than play, and we're going to have to do everything we can do to try to, improve and get better. Like I said, with Zach being out, I was encouraged to see some of the things we did offensively, because I was very concerned about how that would go. We did have our periods where we missed some shots and had some droughts, but overall, I thought 34 assists in the ball movement. It was, I thought the ball was spread out pretty well. I thought everybody was involved. That was encouraging to see, but we're gonna have to figure out ways to try to slow teams down.